and welcome to Hutt Ballpark on a glorious Wellington day. Thanks for joining us as we continue our coverage of Sky's Summer of Softball. Well, it's crunch time in the New Zealand Community Trust Men's National League. We started with 7 teams in this competition. That was reduced to 4 for finals weekend. Now we're down to 3. So Auckland are through, and it'll be either Wellington or Hutt Valley who join them. Now that is going to be a good game. They have had some fantastic battles over the years.
Yeah, Wellington and Hutt Valley have had traditional rivalry over the years, and I'm quite excited by what lies ahead, and I know that both teams, it's a do or die game for them, so they've really got to go out and play their best right from the first innings, and I think we're going to see a lot of hits, a lot of runs in this game coming up.
Let's have a look through the Hutt Valley fielding team. We have Reese Casely in right field, Richard Klassen, the South Africans, in centre field today, Daniel Milner's in left field. Playing at third base is Todd Wilson, at shortstop is Craig Wallace. The second base is Paul De La Tour. At first is Craig Simons. And the fielding lineup for the Wellington team today: in right field, Stacey McLean; in centre field, Thomas Markia; in left field, Corey Matakatia; at shortstop today, Johnny Stratford. Playing at third base will be Scott O'Neill. The second base is Gene Lutton. At first, Jared Martin. The pitcher, as you saw, is Paul Alger, and doing the catching today, Aaron Nemia. The DR will be Stephen England. And the designated player for Local Point Wellington today, Fabian Markia, batting for the pitcher, Paul Alger.
Work it for me, Mark. Come on, Nelson.
McLean hits this one as far as first base. A bit of a fumble there. Will they get him? No. So Stacey McLean gives Wellington a lead-off runner here in the top of the first innings. So with a runner on first, that's Stacey McLean there, courtesy of that error. Here's Jared Martin, and McLean was on his way off as Martin was hit by the pitch, and he gets a free ride. So Wellington with 2 runners on the top of the first. Michael Gager just taking his time here. Knows a lot of care is required in this situation. Doesn't want anything loose like the ball that hit Jared Martin to give the runners a chance to advance. This one is smacked high into centre field. It's very high, not going too far back though. Fielders are underneath, the catch is made, and the runners will try and advance. What's the call? Stacey McLean is taken out, sliding into third for the third out.
Stacey McLean on his way to third base. The throw from Reese Casey. I thought he'd made a mistake by throwing it over the cutoff man, but ended up going straight to third baseman Todd Wilson, and they retire Wellington in their top half of the first innings.
Gager on the mound. Smacked straight away by Markia. A good high hopper, that'll get him there. Nice work by Fabian Markia. The ball just stayed in the air long enough to allow him to get down to first and give Wellington a lead off here in the top of the second. Looking for the bunt. The steal is on though, and he's out cold as Stephen England.
It's always a good lift for the catcher to start the game, to throw the first guy out stealing, and you see the throw from Stephen Deans of Hutt Valley is perfect. Right on the money to shortstop.
Oh, straight back past the pitcher by Casely. That'll get him safely down to first and give Hutt Valley a runner with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th.
You see a clear illustration here on the pitch that Reese Casey drives hard up the middle, is that pitcher Paul Alger didn't have a great deal of time to react. Just a little flinch reaction on the drive. Drop ball that's over the plate, and you see Alger maybe stick a leg out or a glove, but I believe the ball was actually by him before he even reacted there. So hard hit ball from Casely.
Should Lutton manage to get on base, Wellington will go back to the top of their order with Stratford, McLean and Martin. So this really is a key part of their order. Lutton sends it out to the shortstop, who loses the ball, and Lutton gets on base. Well, Craig Wallace, he overran the ball, thought he had it in his glove, came up to make up the throw and found the ball was behind him. And now Wellington with all ahead of them as they go back to the top of their order. John Stratford with the bunt. They're out taking it too. They go for the double, and they don't get it. Jeremy England, the umpire down there at first, calls Stratford safe. So he gets on the fielder's choice, and Lutton is taken out for the first out.
Good execution on both parts here. John Stratford with a great bunt. Todd Wilson in there quickly, gets the throwaway off balance. to second. The throw across to first, not quite in time.
Top of the 7th innings here at Hutt Ballpark in Wellington, and these teams are locked up. No score in the game. This is a must-win game. The winner goes through the final. The loser is out of the National League playoffs. Markia slaps it to the shortstop. Over goes the throw, one down. Ball four to Fabian Markia, and he picks a walk. Wellington have a runner on board here in the top of the 7th. On ball, one strike. Oh, this one in the dirt from Gager. Markia's off, down to second on the wild pitch. Smacks this one past the diving shortstop. Here comes Markia, he'll come home. There's the first run of the ball game, folks. Fabian Markia coming home on the hit by Corey Matakatia, and Wellington take a 1-0 lead. Will it be enough to see them through the final? Time will tell.
The low rise ball, there we see rise ball hit back up the middle. Clarkson just bobbles the ball there. You've got to keep your eyes on the ball right till when it hits you the palm of your hand. Fabian Markia on second base. He's going home all the way on this, rounding third. The fortunate thing was centre fielder Richard Clarkson, a guy with probably one of the best arms in the game, was unable to pick the ball up, so there was never going to be a play at the plate.
Let's see if Wellington can add to that now. Ball forward to Stephen Ratu, and Michael Gager gives up his second walk of the innings. Wellington with 2 runners on. Up the middle this time from Lutton, and the catch is made. In centre field, that is the 3rd out, and Wellington are retired, unable to bring those 2 runners home, but the important thing is they did score 1 run. Fabian Markia coming home to give them a 1-0 lead in this very tight ball game. Malcolm Namina leading off, the designated player.
Yet to record a hit in this game is Namina.
Hits this one to the shortstop. Will he have time to get there? Yes, he does. So the ball was hit into a good enough gap that it gave Malcolm Namina time to get there, even though he's not the fastest guy in the Hutt Valley team.
Well, no, he's not, but I think we saw, you know, he knew that he had a chance of getting there on this high hopper. John Stratford at shortstop did everything that he could, fielding the ball deep in the hole, and it's a big throw from there. But the big man Namina, as you see, gets through first base before the ball gets across there. Perfect start for Hutt Valley here in the 7th.
So here's Todd Wilson now with the pinch runner in action on the bases. Rake Hokianga comes in. So an infield hit goes down against the name of Malcolm Namina in the scorebook. We wouldn't have too many of those next to his name.
Not many bunts either.
This one could prove all important though. Todd Wilson now in the batter's box. Here's the bunt. They look at second, go for the out at first and get that one. So Todd Wilson with the sacrifice bunt does his job and advances the runner. Hokianga now at second. Oh, ball 3 eludes the catcher, and Nemia has to quickly get onto that because they didn't want Hokianga getting a free ride down to 3rd.
Yeah, I think you'll see them put him on base now. 3 balls, there's no point throwing a strike now.
So there's the intentional ball, and Casely gets a free ride down to 1st. Hutt Valley have 2 runners on.
So they were being careful with Reese Casey there. They weren't going to give him anything too good, although the first pitch that Elga threw certainly looked like a strike.
Smacks the first pitch over the head of the second baseman. Here come the runners, rounding 3rd, coming home. Here comes the throw. Safe. The game is tied up as Rake Hokianga comes in on the big hit from Richard Clarkson. The ball game tied up at 1-1, but importantly for Hutt Valley, they still have a runner out there on 3rd and a runner on 1st.
Well, I guess he did redeem himself. Low rise ball, manages to get those long arms out, hits the ball out to centre field. Tough play for Thomas Markia to get a throw all the way to home, although you see him throw an absolute strike. Great arm. Game's really sprung into life now, hasn't it?
Well, it has. You can just feel the atmosphere has just really lifted. The noise from both dugouts. Swing and a miss from Milne. That's the second out of the innings. So Paul Elga takes one step towards getting his team back into the game. One run here. Reese Casely coming across home plate will send Hutt Valley into the final. If they're unable to score, we'll be into a tiebreaker. Let's see what Stevie Deans can do here. Oh, hits it hard at the third base. That'll score the run. There it is. And Hutt Valley are into the final of the New Zealand Community Trust Men's National League. Well, they just sneaked into the top 4 in the final weekend. And here they are. They've had a golden run through the playoffs. They will face Auckland in the final. This result, Mark, you'd have to say is an upset.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, Wellington's got a world-class side there, and you're stacked with Black Sox players. Paul Olga had a great game on the mound, but I think right here in the 7th innings, the Hutt Valley boys finally woke their bats up. Reese Casey standing on third. The hard-hit ball from Steve Deans goes off the third base's glove. Scott O'Neill, a lot of joy there, celebration from the Hutt Valley boys.
Hi and welcome to Haitatai Ballpark in Wellington as we continue our coverage of Sky's Summer of Softball. Well, this is the final of the New Zealand Community Trust Men's National League. 7 teams started the competition, 4 were involved in the weekend playoffs. Now we're down to just 2. It's going to be Auckland against Hutt Valley in today's final. So we'll have a look through this fielding team for Hutt Valley. In right field there is Reese Casely. In centre field, Richard Klassen. In left field is Daniel Milne. The shortstop today is Craig Wallace. At third base for Hutt Valley, Todd Wilson. At second base, Paul De La Tour. Playing first is Craig Simons. Doing the catching today is Stephen Deans and the pitcher Michael Gager. Have a look through the fielding team for Auckland today. In the right field is Travis Allen. In centre field is Kurt Allen. In left field, Donnie Hale. Shortstop today is Roman Gabriel. The third base is Takaki Sato. At second, Nathan Nukunuku. At first, his brother Dion Nukunuku. The pitcher today is Heine Shannon and the catcher Kelvin Roberts. Namana smacks this one into centre field. Will it fall into the gap? What a lovely catch. Beautiful catch made in centre field by Kurt Allen. He had to cover a lot of ground to get to that. And he pulled off a great catch, one of the best that we've seen this weekend. So after one turn of bat for each team, no score in this game. So Richard Klassen now, the 24-year-old South African. Hits the first pitch to the second base. Backhanded to first, and the out is taken. Nice play there by Nukunuku, and Auckland Hutt Valley are retired. Bottom of the second.
This Nathan Nukunuku, not an easy play, but he makes it look very simple on a hard-hit ball from Klassen. Fields it in the hole, and a backhand throw to his brother Dion at first base.
2 innings complete and no score between Auckland and Hutt Valley. And the third strike called on Craig Wallace to send him back to the dugout. 3 down. Hutt Valley 3 up, 3 down, and their third turn of bat. 3 innings complete and no score in this game.
1 ball, 1 strike. Go, Michael, come on, Michael. Work here.
Hits this one into centre field. Will that fall safely? Oh, nice attempt at the catch. But the ball has had 1 bounce and gone over the fence, which means that's an automatic double for Lyndon Andrew, and he must stop at second. Nice hit.
To the plate with 1 down, Kelvin Roberts.
Great piece of hitting from
Takaki Sato.
Lyndon Andrew there, hits a drop ball, hits it very hard. Richard Klassen trying to lunge, jump up there and make the catch, but the ball was too quick. Eluded him and bounced over the fence for a ground rule double.
This one into right field, and the catch is made, but the runner's going to move on the sacrifice. And Michael Cameron moves to third on that sacrifice hit by Kelvin Roberts. Auckland now with a runner in a good scoring position. Sato, a former Japan under-19 representative. The first run of the ball game to come in. That is Michael Cameron speeding home from third. Pass ball, was it? Came out of the glove of the catcher?
Yeah, bounced probably a while probably a wild pitch there. Any pitch that bounces is pretty tough for the catcher to come up with. I know Stevie would be disappointed not being able to have it.
Oh, yeah.
It bounces up, but the thing here is he can't find the ball. As you see it just to the left of the screen in the background. So that's not something you can plan for.
Hit high by Namana, but not too far back into right field. Catch is made, that's 3 down, and Hutt Valley are 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 4th. 4 innings complete, Auckland continue to lead by 1 run to 0. This last day of the competition has been a page format, the traditional softball playoff format, as Allen hits this one past the glove of the shortstop for a nice single. And Auckland had lead off in the top of the 5th.
Big role for a lead-off hitter. Get on base any way you can, and Kurt Allen, great job driving the ball right back up the middle. The pitch from Gage is out over the plate, outside the glove of shortstop Craig Wallace and into centre field. Great start for Auckland here in the 5th innings.
The runner's off, down to second. What's the call out there? Safe. Nice slide by Kurt Allen, and he is called safe. Oh, loose ball in the outfield. Here goes the runner to third. Going to send him home. Here comes the second run of the ball game. Wow, that was a disaster for Hutt Valley. Here comes the next one, and he's called safe as well. 2 runs come in for Auckland. Well, what happened there? The attempted pick-off saw the ball go loose into the outfield. There was nobody near it. Both runners able to come round and score, and Auckland take a 3-0 lead from nothing.
Stevie Deans with a throw back comes off the runner. Kurt Allen, off he goes. Nobody out in centre field as the centre fielder was at second base. You see the runners moving round.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. This one goes into left field and will fall safely. So Nathan Nukunuku gets himself on board with 2 down.
Number 22, Donny Hale.
Little drop ball on the outside half of the plate, and almost like a check swing from Nathan Nukunuku. No play for Daniel Milne. He had to let the ball bounce in front. He wasn't going to be able to make the catch.
Top of the 6th innings, Lyndon Andrew, the designated player, leading off for Tactics Auckland and facing a new pitcher because we've seen Terence Hibbert come into the game, replacing Michael Gager. So Gager had gone 7 innings earlier in the day, and he's just done another 5 in this game. The Hutt Valley coach, Mike Stapleton, deciding it was time to bring Terence Hibbert into the picture. Facing Lyndon Andrew. And straight away, Lyndon Andrew gets a hit to right field, and Auckland have a runner on base. Terence Hibbert. Playing with the sunglasses on today. That ball is hit to left field, and the throw is wild. That's going to allow the runner to go all the way around to third. They'll hold him up there. So the runner, it was in fact the designated runner, Michael Cameron, all the way around to third on that hit by Calvin Roberts. And he gets the strikeout on Kurt Allen to end the innings. And well done by Hutt Valley, because Auckland made such a good start there with back-to-back safe hits. Auckland continue to lead by 3 runs to 0.
Ball 4.
Stephen Deans gets ball 4, and he will walk, giving Hutt Valley a lead off here in the bottom of the 6th. Wallace hits this one into centre field. Will it fall into a gap? Lovely catch made in centre field. And in fact, they get both of them because the runner was off the base. So a lovely catch made there by Kurt Allen. In fact, his second great catch of the game, I think. and Auckland get 2 outs. A lovely double play. That makes it 3 for the innings, and Hutt Valley are retired.
Here's the base runner, Stephen Deans, on the hard hit ball out to the outfield. Not sure, is it going, is it in, is it out? Oh, it's gone, he's caught it. Now he's got to go back. Coming back, the ball taken very well by Dion Nukunuku at first base, and he shows his delight getting the double play. It was a great play out in centre field by Kurt Allen.
Bottom of 7, Craig Simons leading off for Bedrock's Hutt Valley. They trail by 3 runs. This could be their last throw of the dice. Auckland need 3 outs to take the game and the championship. This one is slapped to the shortstop, Roman Gabriel. Cross it goes to Nukunuku. 1 down. Hits into centre field where the catch is made. 2 down. Auckland making quick work of this 7th innings. Namana hits this one a long way back into centre field. How far will it go though? Oh, right over, in fact. That's a home run for Malcolm Namana. It looked like the right fielder was giving himself a good chance of making that catch, but Malcolm Namana has finally fired a shot for this Hutt Valley team. Home run for him, and Hutt Valley now trail by 3-1. Well, there's nothing like leaving it to the last minute.
Well, he broke up that no-hitter too, I think, which is probably the big thing, and Big Mel is more than capable of hitting the ball a long way. And you're right, I think the outfielders were right there. Malcolm hit the ball hard on a pitch that was left out over the plate. You see them going back and back, and didn't that almost look like it hit his glove? Very close.
Well, home run for Malcolm Namana, and that brings Todd Wilson to bat. Hutt Valley trail by 3-1. As it's fouled off by Wilson. In fact, there was the 3rd, and there was the throw called safe. Todd Wilson called safe down at first on the drop 3rd strike, and Hutt Valley with a runner on base. Never say die, this Hutt Valley team.
Well, keeping their hopes alive here, aren't they?
Good ball.
Well, he hits it up the middle, and the out is taken at second. And aren't they happy, that Auckland team? They have taken the game by 3-1, and they are the winners of the inaugural New Zealand Community Trust National Men's League. And deserved winners. They've played some great games over this weekend, and good effort from both of their pitchers. Thomas Cameron and Heine Shannon, who pitched the final today, has seen them win this title with a victory over Hutt Valley by 3-1.
Heine, congratulations, a fantastic effort here in the first inaugural New Zealand Community Trust National League. 1 pitch away, 1 catch away from a no-hitter, mate. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it was pretty gutted really, but you know, it happened just trying to stay ahead of the hitters and just trying to keep it in the ballpark, so to speak, really.
Yeah, well, you had a lot of pitches working today. I talked before the game that one of the important pitches for you was going to be the change-up. Now, the first pitch you threw today in the game was the change-up. Was that part of the plan before you went out there?
Yeah, pretty much. I was trying to just keep him off balance because I played the Hutt Valley team quite a few times over the years, and just try to come with something different more than just a lot of the hard stuff I normally try to throw, and try to stay in front. That's my biggest thing. Well, you did. You only had 2 walks today. Not a lot of strikeouts, but you're not really a strikeout pitcher. You rely on your defence, and Auckland has had a strong defensive side. You must have been proud of the way that the guys worked behind you. Yeah, they worked pretty good behind, the whole weekend, this whole National League, and it was good they come through today. That we struggled a bit in the other weekends, but this weekend we came through quite good, and the boys were happy with themselves, and I'm happy with them. I was happy to see. And with Kelvin behind the plate, you obviously don't get a chance to throw to Kelvin too much with him playing for Ramblers and you with Marist. Things worked well with working pitcher-catcher there? Yeah, it was a lot different throwing to Kelvin because, hardly ever thrown to him, but after a while I got used to it. He's a different sort of catcher, different, his mindset is a lot different to mine, and, well, it was just trying to find a medium between me and him to get the game going, and hopefully it turned out all right. Well, it was a great result, and I guess at least now you've got a little bragging rights over your brother. Since he left and went over the bridge, now you've got one up on him. Oh yeah, if Eddie did his own thing, but yeah, I can just go back and give him a ring, mate. It'll be fun. Now.
So there they are, the champions of the inaugural New Zealand Community Trust National Men's Softball League, the Tactics Auckland team. They played a great weekend of softball and a very fitting final. They beat Hutt Valley by 3-1. That's it from Haitala Ballpark for today, and in fact for this series of softball. On behalf of Mark Sorensen and myself, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.